Can you give your money to a bookie and not gamble? Well, you'd be surprised to hear that the answer actually is yes. Yes, you can. Through something called match betting, it's possible to know your profit before an event even starts. How? By using two bookmakers' offers against each other. You know the offers. Sign up and get a £20 bonus here, sign up and get a £40 bonus there. You can use Profit Accumulator's website to find these offers in seconds and use them against each other to make a steady profit each month.
So what does Profit Accumulator do and how does it work? Well, it works with something called match betting. Match betting allows you to put a bet on multiple outcomes of an event and come away with a profit using their advanced algorithm and system that you can access for free. The best thing is they have a step-by-step guide when you sign up on how to make a steady profit each month, and they will even help you pick the best bets.
Check out their free trial in the link below. Very fancy.
Very fancy indeed. Hello everyone, welcome back to Friday Night Pint. I'm sorry we was missing last week. We had the distinct pleasure of travelling back from Spain, so we couldn't be here. But we are back this week. Hello everyone in the chat. Hello to my co-host, Ryan's here. Ryan, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. I thought you was going to say we had the shits or something.
Probably did.
You know what? I was just watching that video, right? You know at the end when you say fairy fancy?
Yeah.
You edit it, you say Ferrero Rocher instead.
I'll film a bit. The sponsorship's finishing now, so that was the last time we'll play the video. But I'll edit one so it goes like that. Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah.
My favourite bit's when Nicky goes, yes, you can.
Yeah, like he questions himself and then he answers it. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm like everyone, mate. Still on a high.
Go and check out Profit Accumulator, by the way. Click the link in the description down below. Sign up to their free trial, especially with the Cheltenham Festival on just now. It's a very profitable time. We want them to renew. They've done us really proud over the last couple of weeks, and I like making them adverts. And if they renew, I'll make a new one. So, yeah, happy days.
With Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah. Graham, how are you, mate?
I'm very good, thanks, mate. I've been on cloud nine all day. Well, since last night, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I'm not being funny, mate, but you're always on cloud nine, no matter what day of the week it is or whatever's happening.
I'll try.
Well, has anyone recovered from last night yet?
Something happened last night, then.
I heard there was a game on. I heard there was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a massive buzz and a massive smile on my face since the full-time whistle last night until like now, and all day just watching. Because obviously, when you're at the game, you don't see some of the videos of like the players' reactions on the pitch after the game. And I was watching them today, and it was just like the reaction of the players. It meant so much to them. David Moyes, the backroom staff, and Mark Noble as well. Seeing Mark Noble in tears was hard to watch because it's an emotional time. It's his last season, and something special's like happening at the moment, and long may it continue.
Mate, I was sitting there last night at the end of the game. I was thinking 2 years ago we was on the verge of going down, and now we're in the quarterfinals of a European competition. It's unreal. The turnaround over the last 2 years has been. It's unreal, and as I was saying last night, like Joe Cole was saying, Yarmolenko pops up. He said if Hollywood scriptwriter come in with that going, yeah, like all this is going on, blah blah blah, Yarmolenko's going to pop up with a winner. He said they'd have got laughed out of there. He said, but that's the magic of football, isn't it?
It is the magic of football. I mean, look, we're not going to just talk about last night, but I see some people saying about the title. Is the title wrong? No, of course the title's not wrong. Seville is where the final is, and this is where we begin the road now. We begin, we've dismissed Seville, the football team, but the road to Seville is definitely on. We've got Lyon in the next round, and then a potential tie against Barcelona or Frankfurt. So, of course, the road to Seville is just on. And I see like a lot of people giving Dan stick, and a lot of salty fans are coming into the chat earlier on with the quarterfinal draw. Obviously, they writ us off before the last one, and they keep on writing us off. But, I mean, what I want to talk about tonight is we shouldn't be ashamed to you know, we're a small club, and we are we're not a small club. No, that's the wrong thing to say. We're in comparison to some of the behemoths that you know, dominate world football in a minute, and you know, we're relatively small. We have no right to be in this competition and doing as well as we are. What I don't like about other fans is they just don't want you to celebrate, and I don't understand why. You know, why does it offend everyone to be happy? You know,
I wouldn't agree with that. We don't deserve to be in the competition, because we do. We had a great season last year.
No, we did. What I mean is,
we're there on merit.
We are there on merit, but in terms of size, we probably.
I get what you're saying in terms of the company we're in now in the last 8. You know, you've got Champions League winners in there, multiple Champions League winners.
Yeah, but just remember one thing, Gray. We're the only World Cup winners in that group. No, I know what you're saying, and yeah, I've seen it. It all boils down to jealousy, mate. See a lot of Arsenal fans, a lot of Tottenham fans giving us sticks. And see Martin. Someone just said there, Martin Keown's comments saying about West Ham Rovers celebrating. I mean, come on, like what's wrong with football now? What, you can't celebrate a massive result like that? We just beat the kings of the Europa League, you know, after being 1-0 down in the first leg, and we've taken them and we've knocked them out. So why can't we celebrate? What was they supposed to do? Ref blow the whistle and everyone just walks off the pitch. All the fans just walk home with their heads held down. This is football.
Yeah.
This is what it's about. It's emotion, as Graham said. Like I said to someone today, like, you know, clubs might look at us and think, why are they celebrating like that? Look where we was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. You know, we've had so much shit. Why shouldn't we enjoy these nights? We're in the quarterfinals of a major European competition. Now, I don't care what any Tottenham fan says. Deep down, they would swap places with us right now. 100% they'd swap our season for their season. They've got nothing to play for apart from top 4, but so have we. But we've also got the Europa League to play for. And they couldn't even get out the conference. Arsenal didn't even qualify for Europe this season. So it says it all.
Yeah. And the thing is, these nights don't come around too often for us.
I see. When the draw was done, I was watching the draw live on BT Sports YouTube channel. And as soon as we come out and they done, especially the semi-final draw, everyone was going, oh, look, that's it. West Ham are dead now. West Ham are out. Barcelona. First of all, they're writing off Frankfurt that are playing Barcelona. Yeah. And then everyone said the same, not only when we drew Seville, but everyone said the same when we got the group stages, when we drew the 3 teams in the group. You know, no one gives us a chance. We smashed the group. We've gone to Seville. We didn't even have to play in the last 32 because we won the group. We've gone through to the last 16. No one really gave us a chance. It was only West Ham fans that deep down thought, yeah, you know, we've got a chance. And we've done it. We went out there. As I said, better finishing on the night out there. We'd have come back with a more comfortable result over here. But we turned it around. We always score at London Stadium this season. We scored in every single game this season at London Stadium. So we all knew we was going to get a goal. It's just we just knew we just couldn't concede a goal. We done it. So let's just sit back, have a cigar, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
LTL says, last night so many Rangers fans saying, have you seen this West Ham? Like, you would think they've won it and they hope to get us next. Listen, the Rangers can think what they want to think at the end of the day. Who the fuck are Rangers? Or there was a good team 20 years ago. Scottish football's on its arse. We went up there to their nearest rivals, the people that they fucking fight for the title every year, with a load of kids and beat them 6-1. I know it was only a friendly, but I mean, the golfing class that day was unrivaled. Yeah, all right, they went and beat Dortmund, but it didn't look like Dortmund wanted it that much, to be quite honest with you. They got a few bigger fish to fry. But I would have gladly took Rangers in the next round, not just for fucking footballing reasons, but for travelling reasons, because fuck me, are we having a fucking nightmare trying to get out to Lyon.
Yeah, I mean, the way it's going at the moment, we'll be going Lyon C, let alone fucking Lyon. But yeah, no, look, it was just an amazing night. It was amazing, to be there. And I know there's so many West Ham fans around the world, and obviously fans that live here that weren't there last night, but they're just as part of it as we were, being in that stadium. The fans, in that stadium last night. I said it last night. I think that might even top the last game at the Boleyn for atmosphere and just what it meant, because, as I said, the last game at the Boleyn was special because it was the last ever game at our home. But it was nothing Premier League game. I mean, this was the last 16 of Europe against, as I said, the kings of the Europa League. So it's a massive result. And I'm telling you now, if that would have been Tottenham, their fans would have been doing exactly the same. If that had been Arsenal, mate, I remember Liverpool getting a draw at home to West Brom and they started doing a conga around the pitch, waving to the fucking fans. So it means something. Football is a results-based business. And these players, you go through that squad, there's players like we said last night, Craig Dawson, 2 years ago, he couldn't even get in Watford's first team. Everyone laughed when he come to us. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's just like Nicky said, it's just like you're not allowed to have fun anymore, be happy about anything.
No, it's just loads of excuses. I see Dan was on a show a little while back with a Tottenham fan, to Tobes. I like Tobes, he's a nice guy, but fuck me, does he hate West Ham. And he was like, you can't win this and you can't win that, and there are teams much better than you. I mean, bearing in mind, he's talking in a week when they got knocked out of the FA Cup by Middlesbrough. So if he's going by his own fucking, theory, then, it falls down right out there, doesn't it? Because, as good as Middlesbrough were on the night, no one's going to disagree that Tottenham are a better side than Middlesbrough. And then he's going, you're definitely going out. You've got Seville. They're the kings of this competition. You know what I mean? You're definitely going out. And he had nothing to say. What did he say this morning? You're going out next round. All right, we'll see.
Do you know what it is, mate? I'll tell you what it is with Tottenham fans. They're so worried about us winning a trophy before them. That's what it boils down to. They're worried. Believe me, I spoke to one today. And he was giving it, but he said, you know what, deep down, yeah, if you win a trophy before us, it's embarrassing. I said, why is it embarrassing? I said, you got to one Champions League final. It's probably the worst thing to ever happen to British football because now you go on like you've won everything. I said, you've won nothing. You've won nothing. You've won a League Cup in the last 20 years. That's what I'm saying. They're worried. Yeah. No, but they beat Chelsea, didn't they, in 2010 to win the League Cup.
Didn't they win 2?
Huh?
Didn't they win? They've won 2, haven't they?
No.
They won 2 recently? In the last 20 years?
No. But that's what I'm saying. It just boils down to that. They're worried that we're going to win because they know if we win a trophy before them, we're just going to, of course, we're going to talk about it and parade it. As I said, it's a mate, they're starting to call it the Thursday night cup. Mate, they'd give anything to be in it. They couldn't even last in the Thursday night conference cup. They went out before Emmerdale finished. That started at 7, goes off at 7. Shit. They're just worried, mate. And you know what? If they beat us on Sunday, it'll be, oh, look, West Ham, shit, West Ham, back in your box. As I said last night, I couldn't care less about Sunday. As long obviously, I'd love to beat Spurs. Of course you do. I'd love to win every Premier League game. But you know what? If we lose it, we move on. We can pick ourselves back up in the Premier League. We've got bigger things to worry about now. We've got a quarter final against Lyon.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I won't mind losing that Sunday, but if we win it, fuck me, what a week. You know what I mean? Because we'll put a bit of distance between us and them. It's a lot to play for in the league still. I think. How do you feel though about the? Sorry,
I say it's very tight, and like from 5th down to about 8th, 9th, isn't it? So,
how do you feel about the league now? Are you starting to lose interest in it?
No, we said it on the podcast, didn't we? There's still a lot to play for this season. At the top, like for the top of the table, top 4, Europa, bottom. It's still getting exciting. I think we're going to get top 4? No, but we've still got to play for them Europa places because look, I know we're enjoying the Europa League at the moment, but we're not guaranteed to win it. I mean, it don't matter if we win it, we go Champions League, but we still got to obviously prioritise the league and try to get into that top 6.
Lyon's going to be a tough game. They've had Champions League experience over the years.
Yeah, but Seville had won Europa League 6 times.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like we can't because we beat Seville. We can't take Lyon for granted.
I'm not saying we're taking them for granted, but the thing is, they're 10th in the French league, so they're not a team that like I don't look at them and think I'm worried about them. I was more worried about Seville than I am Lyon, if I'm honest. But as I said, look, I don't take any team for granted. If we played Barnsley at home, I wouldn't take them for granted.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it'd be. I say I'd have preferred the away leg first, to be honest.
No, it is what it is. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, Stevie B says Leon is 9 hours away from London. Easy drive along the French motorways. Have to pay the tolls, but with 5 in a car, it'd be cheap. We are looking at ways, mate. The only thing that worries me about France, I think there's a lot of COVID restrictions at the moment. That's the only thing about France at the moment. So we have to wait to see what the allocation is and all that. What's the point in driving 9 hours there? Can't get a ticket because they've got like 800 or whatever. It'd be a bit stupid, wouldn't it, if you did that? So we're going to have to find a way. Obviously, I would, if there's a way to be there, we'll be there. And as I say, we've got hotels booked and all that just in case. Flights have gone through the roof, ridiculous monies for flights. But there are ways to get there. So let's see where.
This will cheer you up, Nick. The home tickets, season ticket holders have to do them by Tuesday.
No, brilliant.
But do you know what? To be fair to the club, I'd sort of understand it because the game is only 3 weeks away, and they've obviously got to do season tickets, season ticket additions, general sale. So it's an arsehole because I don't get paid till Friday, and I'm skinted out. I might have to sell that program that I won last night. Anyone want to give me 40 quid?
Someone just offered you a tenner for it.
I don't even know if I'll ever see that, mate.
No, of course you will. He won a program last night.
To be fair, they did contact me today. So a lot of people were saying to me, well, loads of people messaged me saying it's fixed. I went, mate, you couldn't be further from the truth. I said, like, I don't get nothing from that club and I'll never accept anything of that club. I know there's some people out there that bend over backwards to take a little free corporate meal or a ticket or something from that club, but that's not me. I just literally walking up the London way, Olympic way with my wife to the game. I see it on the screen, tweet that goal. It was Scott Park against Liverpool, so I tweeted it. And even at half-time, Nicky was sitting next to me and I was mucking about. I was going, I am Ryan Archer. Come on, Ryan Archer. And my name come up on the screen. I was like, fucking hell. The geezer behind me was pissing himself. I tweeted that earlier. I said, I always dreamed of having my name up on the scoreboard at West Ham, like thinking I just scored the winner, but I won a program to tweet that goal, so I'd have to take that.
Ryan put us into the last 8.
Someone's saying now, sell some of your hair products. I don't, but there's no products in my hair. It's just natural.
So just naturally beautiful, isn't it, Ryan?
El wavy. El natural.
Joel says the West Ham Fan TV podcast is simply brilliant. Thank you very much. We're really getting into them. If you ain't already checked them out, link is in the description down below to our Patreon. They're all on now. We've done 7 episodes of them now, and it'll be the 8th on Tuesday. And God, I can't wait for that, mate. To be quite honest with you, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. The week we've had. To be fair, it's been a mad couple of weeks, isn't it? Because we've done all that travelling last week, and then
I'll be honest, mate. I'll be so honest with you, mate. It knocked me. Even though we was away for a couple of days, it knocked me. It was the lack of sleep, the travelling. We was on four planes in 48 hours. 3 different hotel rooms.
It's like calling you old Judith Chalmers over there.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm still tired now, to be quite honest with you. It still hasn't quite picked it up to me. I've got a couple of super chats here. Let's have a look. Hope you go on and win it. Lads, no particular love for West Ham, but like you lot as fans, I remember Nicky since the Ball Street days. Who's that? Aaron. Oh, well done, Aaron. Thanks, mate. I appreciate the super
Thank you, Aaron.
Liverpool, they're having a good. I'll tell you what, they're getting close to that title, weren't they? A few weeks ago, I thought City was gone.
Yeah, it was like 14 points, wasn't it?
No, the thing about this City team, mate, is that like they've got the same sort of problem as us. Really, is they've got no centre forward. Really, they've got no. Like, I think Jesus is their only one, and he don't really like him too much. So if they're like, they score a lot of goals from their wingers and from midfield, but if they're not on it, they struggle. They really do struggle. And you've seen them like a couple of times if they've struggled to score goals, and I think that could end up costing them, really, to be honest with you, because it looks like they've got. There's lots of rumours going around that they've got Haaland wrapped up for the summer, which would be fucking phenomenal for them, but. You know, I think it could be Liverpool's this year, to be quite honest with you. Stevie WHU Bell says 899 says our lads still buzzing apart from the obvious performance, the goals and the crowd. The thing is, set us up was that brilliant save from Areola. Yeah, I don't think he's getting enough credit, to be honest.
I'll tell you what, I watched that save back today, and I said all the time. I say again, in live time, in live being at a game, I think that's one of the best saves I've ever seen, because he was going away from it as well, and to get a strong hand on that and push that away, such a brilliant save.
Going the wrong way as well. He was getting, he had to. But, can I just? I saw a comment come up earlier, Nick. I just want to answer it. It's from Jamie Pax. Said, do I remember meeting him the other week? I do remember meeting him in Romford. I just come out of the council and I met him in the underpass bit, and he come and shook my hand.
Oh yeah.
So they must have enjoyed the chance.
You met him under the underpass and you shook your hand. So you took a backhander somewhere there, yeah?
No, it was very, very nice to meet him.
Yeah. All right, saying that though, I think last night was the most time being at the London Stadium, outside and inside, that people come up to me and just said about the channel and hello and shaking my hand and that. And it's nice. Like, I don't never take things like that for granted, man. It's good.
No.
You know, it shows that, and the amount of people that just say thank you for getting us through lockdown and things like that. And it's nice. And look, we do this show on a Friday night. We do other bits as well, match day content and that. But yeah, it's nice when that happens, and I'll never take that for granted.
No, if you do see us, don't ever shy away from us. I see a few people. I see people taking photos and videos from afar and that. Come and say hello. You know what I mean? We're not going to bite you. You know what I mean? But if I meet me dinner, though, be careful. I might choose your fingers off. Yeah. What's this mean? Come out of the Nick more. Just kidding. I don't know what that means. Another super chat. Brad Dowman, towards your tickets, mate. Need you there, buzzing last night. Don't care what other fans think. We are massive. Thank you very much for that, mate. We will be there. Don't worry. He's going to get a ticket. I'll get him the ticket. Best thing about last night, apart from the win, will be the memories of last night that my son will remember for the rest of his life. We're season ticket holders, and that game is right up there.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm 38. Nick, you're 39. Graham's 52. You know, we've seen some good times, but not a lot. But the generation of kids that are coming through now, they're seeing more regular good times. I mean that night last night was probably one of the best atmospheres I've ever been involved in at a home game at West Ham. That's the biggest crowd that we've ever had at West Ham, and it was just mental. I think there was 60,000 odd in there last night, which is a record home attendance, because obviously we had Seville tickets that they didn't sell. So to be a part of that, and when that second goal went in, you could feel the stadium shaking, and it was like that from start to finish.
Will says Spuds Fan TV really slagging us off earlier. Send me the link, mate. I'd like to have a look at that, to be quite honest with you. I bet they're clenching their teeth as they're saying it. Hey, Ryan and Nicky, did you hear about the Frankfurt fans attacking West Ham fans? Yeah, of course. We was out there. We wasn't there on that day, though. It was the day before. They played Betis on the Wednesday, I think. And they'd gone to the game, and then they come along. But that could be a tasty little situation, couldn't it, if they get through and we get through? There is no love.
The first time we played them in Europe.
I know there's a lot of football to be played between now and the final. But could you imagine if everything went our way and everything went Rangers' way? West Ham Rangers final.
Battle of Britain.
I just think that'd be carnage out in Seville, man. Can you imagine? Like, there'll be like 20,000 West Ham, 20,000 Rangers, all in one congregated area.
I mean, just for British football, you imagine how big that game would be.
No, it's of course it'd be a big game, but I think we'd win it. If I'm honest, I think we'd beat them. But yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I know they lost last night, but they could have. They sort of ground it out last night. Played their keeper had a blinder against Belgrade. 40 years old, that McGregor.
Yeah. I still
driving around like an 18-year-old last night. He had a blinder.
If it was Rangers versus West Ham in the final, would be like Football Factory. Someone said.
I took it was good. It's I know the last few years we've said, like, the stadium hadn't felt like home, and I think the last couple of years it's starting to feel like home now, isn't it? And now we're making like new memories, new European, big European nights over there.
Yeah, I think people are starting to accept it a bit more now. If that makes sense. Like it will never feel proper like home, But the last couple of years, the few changes they've made with like the visual of the stadium, adding like pictures of legends up and things like that, and the claret carpet. And I know they're silly little things, but it does make a big difference. And as I've always said, whatever happens on the pitch can change his atmospheres. And the last couple of years, I know we weren't there last year because of lockdown, but we've come back this year and they've just carried on and continued it. And that's what makes it. If you're winning games, it makes it everywhere a much better place.
It'll never be Upton Park, but we're getting to the point now where we've always been at this point where there's nothing we can do. It's gone. You know what I mean? Like you have to make you have to make history in your new home. History isn't something that's inherited in a place. You have to make it. I'll be honest with you, before Moyes came in, we was a million miles away from making anything apart from bad memories in that place. Moyes has got, I think Moyes has got to take the, I know he gets a lot of slagging off and all of that sort of thing because of the transfer window and all that palaver, but he's got to take a whole heap of credit, and I've got to say this as well, right? And fucking bless me for my sins, but the board have got to take credit because they wanted Moyes from the first time. We're really the ones that hounded him out and put the pressure on to get a sort of a bigger name manager. And it seemed like they always fancied Moyes. For whatever reason it was, I don't know whether it's because they thought he was the man for the job. It was the cheaper option, and they liked it because if they had to sack him, it would cost them less. But they have to take a little bit of credit. And I'm always one of these people, mate. Look, I've got a million things that I can say about the board. I've got a million things that I've already said about the board, and I've got my own thoughts on my own mind and all that sort of thing. But I always said I will be fair and I'll give credit where credit's due, and they have to take credit for him. They have to.
Yeah, I think you've seen the change in the board over the last couple of years. They're not as vocal as they used to be. They don't get involved as much as they used to. They've let Moyes get on with it. He's been allowed to bring in his own backroom staff that he wanted, not that he was told to have. And I think David Moyes has got a lot over him. I think that he said, look, if you want me to get this club right, you got to let me work from top to bottom. And I think they've allowed him to do that. You've seen it with the signings. He doesn't just take shit. We know that on transfer deadline day, he was offered 3 or 4 players that Sullivan and that wanted. He said, no, I don't need them. I don't want them. These are the players I've got. And as we said, transfer window's gone now. But if Moyes has made that decision, look, it might come back to bite us on the arse come the end of the season, but you never know.
We should have done more.
Yeah, of course. But as I said, yeah, we all know that. I think even Declan Rice alluded to that in his interview last night, which was a brilliant interview, by the way. I watched it today. And do you know what? For all these people that were saying that Declan Rice don't want to be at West Ham, he wants to leave, go and look at his reaction after the full-time whistle. I said to you, I really can't see him leaving in the summer unless a ridiculous bid comes in and the club force him out. I don't think he'll want to leave. I really don't. I think he loves his football club. He can go on to be a Billy Bonds at West Ham or something like that, especially if we win a trophy, especially if we win that Europa League.
Let me just answer this, Stevie B. We're a fickle bunch. When you're winning, all those small problems are forgotten. Stevie, the small problems, mate, are not forgotten. They'll never be forgotten. There's always problems. There's always been problems. There always will be problems. But what I want to do, mate, is because I've spent so many years, and some of these boys, in such a negative mindset, in crushing defeats and, really just full of hate and anger and all of that sort of stuff, that when these moments come along, I want to enjoy them. I don't want to sit there thinking, yeah, but fuck that. You know what I mean? Like we owe the players and the manager to get behind them fully, be positive, drive them on, because that is what they deserve. You're seeing a bunch of players. The difference is, mate, and I mean this with the greatest of respect to the players that have gone past and all that. Me and my brother was talking today, and this West Ham team now, and it contains a few players that have played in the past under different managers, but this West Ham team now do not know when they're beaten. They give everything on the pitch. You know, whether they're fucked, whether they're tired. Do they have bad games? Yeah, of course they do. Do they have bad performances? Yeah, of course they do. But you can never, you know, there's a lot of players out there that you can't fault their efforts, and that's all we ever ask as a West Ham crowd is effort. You know, give everything you've got. Leave it on the pitch. You could get beat 7-8-0, but we'll appreciate it. And that is the truth of West Ham fans. But what I won't do is, as a West Ham fan who's gone through so much shit in my life, is when the good moments come, revert back to the negatives and say, no, you know, fuck, you know, I want you. Yeah, we might be doing well, but, you know what I mean? Like, I've spent a fucking lifetime being negative, you know, and people have seen me and people take the piss out of me for how negative I've been. Have I forgot them? No, I haven't forgot them, you know. And when they, you know, when they go on and sell the likes of Declan Rice and then replace them with fucking dog shit, then it's the time to start thinking. But what we owe this team right now is our full 100% backing and to make it a very positive place for them, because they give everything to this club. The managers give everything to this club. And if we're just fucking piss balling around and you know, always being negative all the time, it doesn't make it a very positive place to be for players, fans, whatever. You know what I mean? So fuck that.
I agree, mate. And yeah, you bang on there. And I'm still convinced that there are some fans out there that don't like it when we do well, mostly on social media. But you know, it's one of them things. You got to enjoy the good times, because, as you said, we've had so many negatives. And if you can't enjoy the good times, and as soon as we have a good time, you want to refer back to a negative, like, oh, the ball done this, they done that. Look, as we said, we won't forget what the ball had done. We all want the ball gone. But from now, we are getting behind the manager, as you said, getting behind the team and just enjoying this season. You know, we had a good season last year and none of us could be there to see it. And we must have all thought that's not going to happen again. And now we're even, in my eyes, an even better season than what we did last season. So let's just fucking enjoy it. Just what people just don't like seeing people like say positive things. You haven't always got to be negative in life. No, there are positives out there, and enjoy positives. You know, this is what I'm saying. It's like you got to go through the bad times, because if it's always good, you know what I mean. You'll never know what bad time is, and if you, it's one of them. You have to enjoy
makes you appreciate the good times more.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a West Ham fan. I know that good times, you know, they don't always last, but nor the bad times. So I'll enjoy the good times, you know, and I'll point out the bad times. But at the moment, let us enjoy this moment. Let everyone enjoy the moment. You know, I don't want to hear about the fucking ball. I've been speaking about the ball for the last 7 fucking years, and I will continue speaking about them. But let me just enjoy this fucking one moment.
Do you know what? You know, you're saying about people still moaning, like, you know, people still moan. It's because I still can't believe that there's some people out there that still don't like Moyes, or they want, you know, they want him to do wrong, so then they can turn around and go, "Oh, well, I told you I was right." That's what it is. That's what it boils down to.
That's what it comes down to, Gray, is that people won't ever admit to when they're wrong. A lot of people give me stick when I backed David Moyes when he come back. I said, look, just give him time. You know, he's coming, he's got a difficult job. Just give him a bit of time. Let's see what he can do. His first 2 full seasons at West Ham, and look what he's done. You know, but I won't gloat and say, oh, look at me, I was bang on, I was right. But there are people out there that will sit there, and as soon as Moyes doesn't make the right sub, or he goes 2 or 3 games without a win, Moyes out, Moyes out. We have one bloke he comments on our YouTube videos all the time. Everything he says, Moyes out, Moyes out, Moyes ain't no good. Moyes, even when we're winning, he's saying it. And I'm thinking to myself, is this geezer on a wind-up or something? I just don't get it, mate. Anyway,
it's just, you know, we pay our money. We pay a lot of money. I'm a very privileged person to live locally, to be able to afford it, because I know there's many people that can't, and we all go. We pay our money, and you know, we pay our money to watch our football team. I'm not going to waste my time hating when there's good times, because trust me, there is going to be another time where it is time to, you know, that it's going to rear its ugly head. Waste your time, your money, making a negative place. And I know fucking plenty of them. Don't worry about it. I know plenty of them. Don't worry. There's enough out there that are fucking spreading their fucking negativity 24/7, regardless of we're winning, losing, regardless, because they just can't admit when they're wrong. There's enough of them out there. Let them fucking do that. That's not what I pay my money for. That's just what I'm saying. And, as I say, we're very lucky, no matter what you say, only 60,000 people could be in that stadium last night. There's 1 million plus West Ham fans across the globe.
Someone said to me outside the ground after the game when we was doing fan cams, he said, "You know what?" He said, "As much as I love tonight," he said, "I wish this would have been at Upton Park." And you know what I turned around and said? I said, "I don't, because 35,000 other people would have missed out being in on that stadium."
Yeah. I'll say it sounded really. I just wish I was there. I say I was gutted I couldn't be there.
Yeah, and the thing is as well. Look, if anyone wants the winning lottery numbers from, I'll get ready to write them down, because I did say the other week that Yarmolenko would pop up and with some important goals this season. I thought last week might have been it. I think if you look back on the videos, I think Scott didn't say it like I did. I said that to him. I'll let him jump in on the glory, but I said, what a moment that was. I mean, watching it back today, like the goals and the celebrations. As I said, we don't see the players' emotions because when we're in the stands, you can't see them. But when the cameras zoom in on them, and even Moyes' reaction at the end of the game, it's like he was just so over the moon, and it's always hard work is boiled down to that sort of moment. And look, there is a lot of football left to play this season. There's a lot of games. There's 9 Premier League games. Potential. There's another 5 European games. So it's mad. It's mad to think that we're still involved. It's coming up to April and we're still involved in Europe.
It's a reflection, because over the during the course of this stadium, the thing is, we've been here the whole time at this stadium. This channel has been going ever since we've got to that stadium to now. We've been there week in, week out. There's very, very well. We must have had someone there every week in some sort of capacity, I reckon.
What, at the London Stadium?
Yeah. Whether I'm not there, whether you're not there, but someone would have been there interviewing fans and all of that sort of stuff, and been on the road. And like, I interviewed Dom last night, and Dom, bless his heart, I've known him for a long time now. And I've known him from a kid, and he's now a young man. He don't look it, but he is still a young man. And I've seen, the contrast between Astragugu and last night. I mean, someone made a TikTok, and I was putting together a little video for one of our YouTube shorts. It's incredible. It's incredible, the transition between, they're disgraceful, they're fucking, and last night he was actually in tears. When he came over, and like, he had I don't know whether we filmed this. I don't know whether Scott stopped the camera from rolling, but he was actually having a cry on my shoulder, because I see someone yesterday call him a plastic on his fan cam comments. I mean, fuck me, if he's a plastic, then we're all in trouble, because he fucking goes home and away week in, week out. He spends hundreds of thousands of pounds traveling around fucking now to Europe, following West Ham, as well as all across the country, getting trains, getting home at the arse end of nowhere. And I know where he works. I don't think he ever wants to know anyone where he works. And if someone's calling him a plastic, fuck me, I don't know what, he's one of the most loyal fans I know. And he broke down in tears on my shoulder after, because it means a lot to him, and it means a lot to us all. But him, and I know he still harbours a lot of the resentment from, the Astragugu video. It didn't do well for his mental well-being and all of that sort of stuff. Like, he still gets abuse for it now. So to go from that, feeling frustrated, for booking the time off work, but not getting to go to Europe because, the team didn't turn up and all of that sort of thing, to then they're doing him proud. I think it like, emotionally, it got him. It got him pretty badly. And we're going to be doing like a little thing on our Patreon about... Sorry, my phone is ringing and I can't get it out of my pocket.
The thing is as well, mate, is that you spoke about the Astragugu video, and he always gets tagged with that. And I think last night he sort of laid that ghost to rest, that Astragugu video. I think
he's calling me.
Yeah.
He's calling me, Paul.
He's probably heard that we're talking about him on live. Sorry.
Okay, mate. Bye. He forgot that I was doing this.
Yeah, Nick, you couldn't lend us a tenner, could you?
yeah, probably. Go on, mate. Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, Nick, you couldn't lend us a tenner, could you?
No. What are you saying?
No, I was just saying. I forgot what I was saying now. I think Graham was going to say something. Great, jump in.
No. Yeah, lend us 20 quid.
No, he did. He laid that ghost to rest. He got a lot of stick. A lot of people have tried to fight him over it. A lot of people have tried to do, make him lose his job over that video and all that sort of stuff. He has some shit, that boy, man. And some people don't realise, the price of that sort of thing. There's still people that hate his guts to today that we see week in, week out, that won't talk to him, that, take what he said personally and all that sort of thing. And a guy come up to him the other day and said to him, "Oh, your interviews are getting better." Like he's the fucking king of interviews, this guy. He's never been interviewed in his life. But, there's still people that hate him to this day. And last night, I think
the thing is as well, I mean, well, I won't mention no names, but when we was in Seville last week, we know someone that's had a lot of issues with Dom, and he sort of pulled Dom to one side and they sort of shook hands, and maybe it might have been the Spanish sun and the sangria in the air, but, they sort of shook hands and moved on, and they both said, look, we've grown up and things like that, and we'll move on. And it was nice to see that, because we've been there and we've seen Dom get stick and things like that. And sometimes we have to take responsibility of that because we put him in front of the camera. We don't control what comes out of his mouth, but we obviously pull it forward onto our
But
channel.
This is the thing about Dom, and this is what I respect about Dom. And he does the podcast with us now. We get to sit down with him for a couple of hours every week now. And, he brings me, as you see, he just brings me personally, and we speak pretty much every other day now. But don't get me wrong, he can be an annoying cunt at times. And I think he will know that. But what you got to understand about him is, and what I respect about him is, honestly, we advised him at several times. There's been several conversations we've had with Dom about, maybe it's time you stopped. Don't get me wrong. Look, when we do a fan cam, you can check them all. Dom's will get the most views without a shadow of a doubt. He's sort of famous, infamous, whatever you want to call it. And we've had a couple of conversations to him, because we're not clout chasers or view chasers or anything like that. We love everyone to have an opinion, and we film everyone, and we give everyone the same amount of time. But we've had several conversations with Dom and said to him, look, maybe it's time you sort of packed it in. You know what I mean? Like if it's causing you this much angst, this much trouble and all that. And he's always said, no, it's my opinion, and I will say my opinion. And, whether people like it, dislike it, whatever, they can give me stick and all that sort of thing. And it does affect him, but he won't give in, and he's that sort of a character. He's determined, Dom. He's a determined guy. You know what I mean? Like if he's got something in his mind, he gets it done, and he won't. I've seen that kid, get smacked in the mouth. Well, I haven't seen it, because if I'd have seen it, I would have smacked them in the mouth. But I've heard the stories of it. I've had to chase, I've had to stick up for him and defend him, and chase people down the road at times because of him. Does he do himself any favors? Not sometimes, no, but that is him, and I'm pretty proud of the way he handles himself. So yeah, he sticks to his guns, and he doesn't divert from it, no matter what anyone thinks about him. And he's gone through some shit. Believe me, he's been through some shit. He regrets the Astragugu video. He regrets it, but it's one of them things that is going to be,
Yeah, but that, like you say, that was his opinion at the time. So why he shouldn't regret having his opinion? Do you know what I mean?
Nats Jones says here, I see Dominic was so rude, so it's hard to like him, but I like his videos. I can't lie. And that's I remember him speaking about you as it happens, and like the thing about Dom is that because of the abuse he's got, and because of everything that's gone on with people, I've seen people go up to Dom and go, "Oh, are you Dom?" And go, "Yeah," and he go, "Well, fuck you, then you can't." He approaches everyone with caution. That's what he does. He approaches everyone with caution. If someone calls him, he goes, he's very standoffish. people ask him, "Are you Dom?" And he, no, not me, and all that. You know what I mean? Like, he's very standoffish. I wouldn't take that to heart. It's just a byproduct of what he's been through.
A defense mechanism.
Yes. Our shit and other podcasts, we might be masked by what's going on in his homeland, but despite some shocking performances from Yarmo in the past, there's no doubt he's scored some very important goals for us over the years.
He certainly has. Last night being the number one, but I think before that, his goal against Chelsea was when we won 3-2.
Yeah. All right, everyone.
Yeah, no, sorry, man. My daughter just texted me. I was thinking it's a bit weird because she's sort of upstairs, so I didn't know if it was anything important, but that was all right.
No, okay.
She just knows she don't want to come in and disturb me.
Dom speaks from the heart and speaks so much sense, in my opinion. That's why I'm so popular. I agree with him more often than not. I remember a podcast where Dom opened up about the backlash you get, and people don't realise what people go through. I think that's social media in some of us are thicker skinned. I'm very thick skinned when it comes to that sort of thing. I don't give a shit, to be quite honest with you. And I know quite a few of us don't give a shit, but Ramesh, I was there last night, one of the greatest nights in West Ham's history. Seeing Dom get emotional, I get it. Anyone who supported Hammers for years would have felt this. I got emotional. I
think it's one of the nights where it's hard not to get emotional. I mean, some people get emotional by tears rolling down the face. Just because you don't cry, don't mean you're not emotional. It's taking it all in. Like, I stood there after the game and just watched the players, and as I said, like, I think I probably would have got emotional if I'd have actually seen Mark Noble in tears. I didn't see that till this morning, but I look at Mark Noble and I think everything he's been through with his club, the ups, the downs, the relegations, the playoff wins. This is his last season, and what a way to go out, because whatever happens now, it's been a great season for him, and it's a memorable one, and it's just he must look around that now and think, I wish I could be part of this for the next 5 years. Some of the teams that he's had to play in, the shit that he's had to play with, and now there's a decent squad coming. He's sort of moving on a bit, so it's going to be emotional for him. But yeah, it was an emotional night, and it's hard not to get emotional. I see people, like grown men, that have seen us win trophies, like with a tear in their eye last night, and it's just one of them.
I was welling up a bit at the end, but I'll tell you what, when I showed Carlton Cole and Joe Cole on BT, they showed them like their reactions during the game. And the pair of them, it was like they was out there kicking and heading every ball with them.
I see that. I see that just before we come on here. Funny enough, I watched the clip on YouTube, but that's because they love the club. Carlton Cole's still part of the club. Joe Cole, whatever people think about him, they call him a Chelsea fan or whatever. He still loves West Ham. And they do kick every ball and head every ball, and they want us to do well. And they've got friends, in that first team and in the club. So it's nice to see. I love seeing there's a lot of ex-players back at the football club now. I think even Elliot Ward's back on the coaching staff now with the youngsters. So it's great that they're getting that family feel back at the football club that we lost over the years, and they're getting these ex-players back. And these youngsters that are coming through, they've got players and managers to look up to that have done it, that have played for the first team and become cult heroes at the football club, and that gives you something to aim for.
I mean, you're saying about people saying, "Oh, Joe Cole, Chelsea," because of his reaction when they won the Champions League. I said at the time, I guarantee if that was West Ham got to a cup final and he was commentating on that, he'd react just the same.
Yeah,
I mean, you saw it last night. He's he still loves the club. So
like there was definitely something special in the air last night, because even when I got there about 5:20 last night when I parked up in Westfield, and usually when I walk down to the stadium, it's sort of empty, but there was loads of people there already. And even Steve McManaman, who was doing commentary, said that usually with them night games, he gets to Stratford about 4:00. And he said even then he was struggling to walk through Westfield because the amount of people that were there in the bars and all that. And you just felt it, even in the concourse before the game. I've never heard people really singing Bubbles there. I don't know if that goes on around the other side of the stadium, but where I am, it's not like that. Everyone just stands there, has a beer. But last night it was packed, and I had to go up to my seat like 25 minutes before kickoff because it was just getting so packed down there that I just thought I was just going to go and sit in my seat and watch the build up, like the end of the warm up and the light show and that. And that nutty DJ they had. He was good though, to be fair. I'll tell you what, he got the crowd going.
He was crackers, though, mate. You could tell he was crackers.
Yeah, he loved it, mate.
Yeah,
sounded like I say they showing all that on, but it sounded like a bit of a party going on.
It was like a party atmosphere. It actually felt like you was going to a cup final last night. The build up, the nerves, the energy in the stadium. You could feel the nerves.
I was so nervous. About an hour before the game, I was so nervous. I had to go and clean the bathroom. I was too nervous.
I said to Nicky, like, just as they blew that whistle, I said, get ready to go through every single emotion you can within 90 minutes, mate, because you're going to be. And the longer it would have gone on that we never scored, it would have been. So that goal Souček scored was massive. It just took that little bit of pressure off. But the thing is, I'm sitting there thinking, 1-0 up, but you forget it's actually 1-1. Like, you forget that they scored. But so it was great. Great.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit before we go into ask us anything about Andrei Yarmolenko. I mean, not the greatest of players, as I said before, and I think we mentioned him a bit earlier. Not the greatest of players. Not been the biggest fan over the past couple of years. Spent a lot of time on the injury table. I think he spent a lot of time piss balling around, if I'm quite honest with you, and not giving a shit. But he just seems to have a new lease of life. He seems to be. I don't think he's never been integrated into the squad, but I think at the moment he's feeling a little bit more of the family vibes with West Ham because of all of the all the support he's given for his country. But good end to the season. Could we see another year out of him?
I mean, the thing is with Yarmolenko is I think he's one of them players that he just needs an arm around him, and he hasn't had. I mean, I understand his frustrations when he's coming on with a minute to go in some games, but then if he's not working hard enough in training and giving something Moyes to get him in the first team. I mean, when he first come in under Pellegrini, I thought he was really good, and like even for look, you can't knock him for Ukraine. He's a legend for Ukraine. And I wish we could have that Yarmolenko for Ukraine in the West Ham team sometimes.
Do you know what I think that the problem is? I think he had that bad injury, and he was never quite the same after that. I mean, from what I've read about him and all that, he's one of the hardest trainers. Like
you see him last night when he had his shirt off. He looks after himself. He looks after himself. Sometimes you look at him and the way he plays, and he does look lazy, but there's been many players down the years that look like that. Teddy Sheringham at times looked lazy, but he had a football brain, And Yarmolenko, we all know he's got that in him. And as I said last week, these last 9 Premier League games and how many more we play in Europe. When we had that season under Moyes the other year, Antonio went on that run of getting a few goals. And I said last week on after the Villa game, if he gets another five goals this season, they could all be crucial goals, and they could end up us finishing top 4, winning the Europa, getting us to the final, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know if you heard Nick remember saying about Yarmolenko's injury. He had a bad injury, which I don't think has really helped. I think people just get frustrated because we've seen what he's capable of. He's not a bad player at all. I don't think he's a bad player.
He's certainly got the quality. It's the application. That's been his problem. But you see him last night. Like you might laugh at me when I say this, and people might laugh at me in the comments, right? But that strike comes away from 4 nails last night. You watch his movement. It's a forward movement. He's anticipating that he's going to come off of that keeper and that's going to drop there. Like, he just peels off of the back and then he cuts back across in. As he shot it, he cuts back across in, makes sure he's first there. That is a forwards movement. And I love Antonio to bits. As I say, last night, I thought he was fabulous. Like, frustrating frustrating. He frustrates the life out of me at times, but he's not a natural forward. He's not a natural forward, and he doesn't make them movements. And he doesn't like you see him last night. He gets to the wing and he fucking crossed it in. He's a winger. You know that is his natural position. But you see,
you say about Yarmolenko's movement and that you go back and watch the second goal, 4-0's goal against Villa, and watch Yarmolenko's run where he pulls Mings away.
Yeah, I know. We said that last week.
Thing is, before we move on, because we did have this comment up, but we didn't read it, and I'll just see. Thank you so much for the donation, Daniel Thomas. Keep up the great work. We love you all on Friday Night Entertainment. The three of us, you, Stephen, Kalen. We see Stephen Kalen a lot of games. I see him last night. Little Kalen. See him before the game. I'd love to have seen him after the game because it was. I can imagine how he was, but thanks for the donation. Thanks for your support and. Good luck, Kalen, the week. You get a few more goals, mate. He's been banging them in for a hashtag. So, he's doing well. Future West Ham striker there.
Fingers crossed.
A special moment for him, but even Graham could have scored that goal. No, I disagree with that, mate. That is, you've got to be there to score them. You know, the hard, when you get into them positions, the hard part isn't finishing. It's the getting into them positions. That is a really, really difficult skill to master. That's why centre forwards are, they cost so much money because it's a very, very hard skill to master. Centre forward, it is really hard. It's to be in them positions, the right place at the right time is 9 times out of 10 isn't an accident. It's smart play, and that's what he did there, mate. It wasn't in the finish. The finish, I could have put Jamie on there and he would have kicked that in, but. It's getting in that position. That is the hardest part.
The thing is, though, when you're going for a rough patch, you need moments like that. You need little tap-ins. You need something to come your way. 3 games ago, that ball would have fell like that and Yarmolenko would have been nowhere near it, or the keeper would have held on to it, or the defender would have cleared it. It's football. Football's a funny game, and you'll always find that when a player is in a bad form, it might take one silly little goal and then you go on a little run. And that moment when he scored against Aston Villa last week, that could spur him on. And now David Moyes give him the confidence, add confidence in him to bring him on in that big game last night and say, you know what, go on and get the winner for us. And he did.
But I mean, it was even, as we was getting towards the end of extra time and injury time, his experience, he was drawing the fouls or, chasing the ball down at the end rather than going out for a goal kick, chase it down, get it out for a throw on. And just holding on to the ball for that little bit longer, drawing the foul in.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people we could mention from last night's game. Zuma was immense. Dawson was immense. I thought Johnson had a great game. Creswell was good. Fornals was unbelievable. His singing weren't great, but I let him off because he had a great game. But I love seeing players do that after games. It shows that because I think down the years, especially at West Ham, we've seen so many players with egos that don't want to have a laugh. But we've got some great characters in that squad. You look at Fornals, Antonio, Declan Rice. There's so many around that football club. And it brings a smile to your face. Some people find it a bit cringy. I think then people have got a sad life. Enjoy it. You're seeing a football player not reading off a script, just speaking from the heart. No, when would you have seen a player under Pellegrini's reign do that? What Fornals done last night, singing and things like that. I know it wasn't a great time, but you wouldn't. They all look miserable. Didn't look like they want to be there. Just enjoy it. They're always having a laugh.
It looks like a group of mates playing football,
and that's what it should be. That's what it should be. That's what creates a better football club and a football team is a family atmosphere. No one wants to go work and be miserable. Because it is their job at the end of the day. I know they're well paid for it. It is their job. No one wants to go in and be miserable. You want to have a laugh. Look, we're only here once. Life ain't long, so just enjoy it. Don't moan when people have a laugh and a joke.
Wolves will one up, by the way.
They go above us, don't they?
Yeah. We go ask us anything?
Yes. You want to talk about the Tottenham game first, or?
Yeah, go on then. Let's talk about that a little bit.
I mean, I don't think Bowen will be fit for this game.
No, he's definitely not going to be fit.
I see someone saying today that there was they was going to sort of do a late fitness test on him, but I don't think it's worth the risk because we're going to need him towards the end of the season. I could probably see us starting the same lineup as we did last night. Maybe one change. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Yarmolenko to get a start.
It'd be Fabianski, wouldn't it?
Fabianski in for Areola, but yeah, it's going to be a difficult game because we don't know what Tottenham are going to turn up. I don't think they draw. They either win or lose. And then whenever they get a good result, they usually lose the next game. And they had a good result at Brighton the other night. Look, there's no denying Tottenham's talent, what they've got in that team, especially up front. Harry Kane, world class. Son, world class. So on their day, they can punish the best of teams. We see that when they beat City the other week at the Etihad. But I hope the Tottenham that turn up is the one that sort of lose these games. Like when they lose to the Burnleys and things like that. So it's going to be a difficult game. But, we played 120 minutes last night, but hopefully the occasion, London derby, be a packed house at Tottenham Stadium. There'll be 3,000 West Ham there cheering the team on. So it's going to be difficult. Am I expecting a win? No.
I think it'll be difficult,
sure.
But I don't think our defence has been fucking solid lately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, especially Kurt Zuma. Harry Kane is they say he's back to his best, but we've seen us cull him in the past. You know what I mean? We culled him earlier on in the season.
I think you just mentioned Zuma there. I think this is going to be a biggest test for him since what happened because he's going to get some stick on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I don't think that'll faze him. I really don't. I really don't think it'll faze him. But yeah, you're right. I mean, their forward line's good, but they're suspect at the back. So that's where we can really get them. And if our defence can just hold out Kane, Son, Mora, and players like that, Bergwijn, we can get in their defence. Who knows? Who knows what can happen? They don't like Antonio. That's one thing my mate said to me today. He said, "Fucking wish Antonio weren't playing because even when you're in a bad run of form, he always scores against us." So.
Yeah, it's one of them. They wouldn't have enjoyed seeing Antonio starting yesterday.
No.
They've got a great attack. I think we nicked the midfield, and I think our defence is better. I think we're the better side, to be honest with you. I think they've got but what I would say, I think we've got a better side in the whole, but I think they've got more standout world-class players. I think
they're more ruthless in front of goal. If they get chances, they usually take them.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have an out-and-out world-class striker, even when you're in a bad run of form. And Harry Kane at the moment is in a good run of form, and he's breaking records left, right, and centre now. And he will go on to be, if he stays in England, the record Premier League goal scorer and probably England's record goal scorer. So there's no denying Harry Kane's class. And if we let him
he won't be there next year.
Yeah, I don't know, but a lapse of concentration from our defence, and they'll punish us. So it's gonna be a tough game. I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna go down because we won last night. My adrenaline is up. We're gonna win 2-0 and that. I'm not saying we can't win. I'm not really. But yeah, I think it's gonna be difficult. But as long as we give it all, and that's all we can ask.
Yeah, I just wish we hadn't had to play 120 minutes before we played them. But it's what it is. The thing is, I mean, since Moyes came in, I think this is the fittest I've seen West Ham sides. Like for 120 minutes last night, even at the end of extra time, we were still closing them down and pressing on. So the fitness is not an issue, but it would have taken something out of them last night.
Oh, of course it would, and they wouldn't have. I doubt they'll train before the game. They'll meet up. They'll have light sessions. They'll have meetings. They won't have any major training sessions. So they'll just be resting. And look, they're professional football players. They've done it a lot this season. Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. So it might even play. Even though you don't think it might actually benefit us.
But as Moyes said, he went the more you playing more makes you stronger. He said, so the more you play, the stronger you are. So,
Or I sorry. But yeah,
it is. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Not holding out too much hope. Don't really give a shit at this stage of the season. They'd already thought they'd pipped us to 6th place last year, and they fucked it up in the last week. So there's still a lot of football to play. 9 games left. There's still loads of football to play. I won't worry too much about the table at this stage of the competition. You know, there's still plenty of twists and turns in this season yet, regardless of where they go and what they do. But yeah, like, you know, I see people having a bit of a meltdown on Twitter already because Wolves are overtaking us. Come on, lads. You know what I mean? We've been
don't worry
fighting.
about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. You know, we've been fighting on a lot of fronts this year, and we've done well in most of them, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll see what happens Sunday. But you know, somebody said like, and you know, people, you know, you get this fucking average turned around and all that sort of thing. But this is their cup final. Like literally, this is their cup final. They've got fuck all else to play for this season, and they want to finish in the places where we are at the moment. So this is their actual cup final this year, because if they beat us, they go above us, and they'll have a better chance of staying above us. So yeah,
I think the gaming. I think they've only got one game in hand over us now. Is it 2 still?
no, it's only
Just one.
That's
Just the one.
game. So that's what I'm saying. We go there and get a result. It's a massive result, and as you said, it could top off what had been a perfect week. Home to Villa, Seville, and then obviously beating Spurs. But yeah, look, let's just see what happens on Sunday. Let's just hope I've got no doubt that the players will be up for it. They know what this not what it means to the fans, but what it means to them for the season and where they could go as a team. So yeah, looking forward to it. It should be a good old fashioned London derby.
Yeah, West Ham Tottenham games are never dull, put it that way.
And I'm sure Scott will do his preview. And for more thoughts on the Spurs game, please watch Scott's preview. He ain't here tonight. I don't think he's coming.
Well, fucking, he's leaving it late if he is.
I think he's having a dessert.
Shite, another podcast says we need to talk about Areola. Look, we're going to go ask us anything right now. I don't want to do it for too long. I'm fucking shattered, to be quite honest with you. But we need to talk about Areola.
Nicky, where's your drink? I thought you was having a drink.
Yeah, she ain't even here yet.
Where's your margaritas?
Yeah, margaritas?
No, what was it? No, not Corona. Corona, that was it.
We need to talk about Areola. If the board want help, opinion, they cannot let him go, in my opinion. That saved last night if that went in different game. It's a lot of talk about Areola. There's a lot of talk about Areola, to be quite honest with you. It seems like, because I think that Sam Johnson's on a free transfer. That, you know, there's talk that we might prefer him. I think Areola's going to cost a lot of money. That's what I would say. I think he's going to cost a fair few quid. I'd like to keep him. I think he would be our number 1 next year. If not next year, I think halfway through the season, a little bit like the Askeline and Adrian thing. But will they spend the money on that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be gutted to see him go, because even though he hasn't played a lot of football this season, he's always smiling and he looks happy at the football club. And I think he's got a good relationship in that goalkeepers union at the football club. And I could definitely see him being West Ham's number 1. It proved it last night. And it's not the first time. I
can't remember him putting a foot wrong in the games he's played.
The thing is, as well, like, you can tell you're a good goalkeeper when you step in when you haven't played and you have a good game. So goalkeepers always got to be concentrating. And I'd like to see him stay. I mean, Sam Johnson, I don't really know too much. I remember him, like, obviously when he's at West Brom. But yeah, it depends how much Areola is going to cost. If they're talking about like 25 million for him or something like that, I mean, listen, the goalkeeper is an important part of the team. So sometimes you have to pay the big money. You know, we've seen other teams do it down the years. We've seen teams sometimes like Chelsea pay 70 million for a goalkeeper and it don't work out. So
somebody said he's got a £11 million buyout clause, but he's on £140,000 a week. I can't see him being on £140,000 a week. He's never been the number 1 anywhere.
Yeah, but PSG
certainly not PSG.
Wages, didn't they?
Yeah, well, he needs to lower them expectations. We ain't fucking PSG. If he wants to stay with us, he'd lower them because he's not been the number one at PSG. He's been on loan at Fulham, and they've had Navas and fucking Donnarumma and all of that sort of thing. And he's never going to get near number one. He's not worth 140. I don't think anyone's going to pay £140,000 a week from him unless he just stays and sits on a bench at PSG. But yeah, I don't know.
He's definitely good enough to take over from Fabianski at whatever point Moyes decides. But saying that, I think Fabianski's still got a lot of miles left in him.
Yeah, Fabianski's been great this season. I can't knock Fabianski. Well, I never really have. I think he's one of the best goalkeepers I've ever seen at West Ham. I love Fabianski. So yeah, but any questions anyone's got, anything, doesn't have to be West Ham related, get them in now and then we'll start going through them.
Just quickly, Ocean Orange says opinions on Man United out of the Champions League.
Yeah, it's another now in the manager's coffin, really. He definitely won't be there next season.
I don't think he was going to be anyway, but
no, I think he's going to move upstairs, isn't he? But yeah, he's not going down well at United. I mean, Ronaldo don't like him, and it's when the fans are always going to back Ronaldo, whatever. So it's
some people do make me laugh though when they load up this manager, because I remember when he came in, I've never even heard of the geezer.
No,
never even heard of him.
Yeah, he wasn't brought in to sort of take, because they always knew that he was going to step in for the season and then
but he's meant to be one of these like moguls, one of these people that like students of the game and all that. Another geezer like Bielsa, to be quite honest with you.
Well, to be fair, he is, and he's brought through some good managers like Jurgen Klopp, Tuchel, and things like that. I just think that he's gone. Listen, how many managers have we seen good go to United and it ain't worked out? So I don't know. I don't know too much about him. I know he done well at his previous club, and as I said, he's helped bring through the likes of Jurgen Klopp and a lot of the German talented managers. So he's got to have something about him. But yeah, it's just not going to work for him at United. And the sooner he goes upstairs for the fans, better. But United going out of Champions League, it's yeah.
How are you getting to Lyon? There we go. What's going on here?
No. I don't know how we're getting to Lyon. I ain't got a clue yet. We're waiting to see.
Driving, probably looking at the cost of everything else. Mind you, saying that cost of bloody petrol.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper to fly than pay diesel.
Fucking hell. Yeah, probably have to swim at some point. Yeah, I don't know. At the moment, sorry, Danny. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We're going to try. If we can't, we can't. We'll just have to save it for Barcelona. But we've got certain things booked. But the money they're asking. I mean, I showed Ryan the Euro star, but getting the train to Paris, and it was £1,000.
Yeah, I saw that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you can have a week all in, like 2 weeks all in somewhere for that.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's just. I think it's unjustifiable. I've had enough of these fucking shit.
I just said there, maybe we should hire like a camper van like Max and Paddy.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
It might not be the baddest option because you can sleep in it as well. Just pull up on the street and
that was it, right? Dirty pig.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Somebody's asking us about Chelsea. Please speak about Chelsea's potential takeover. Saudi and London consortium are approaching. I've heard that there's a consortium with John Terry at the helm of it.
Is it Candy? His name or is some bloke?
I don't see how this is going to get sorted out for them.
Yeah, there's a lot going on at Chelsea at the moment in there, and yeah, I mean, I ain't really had a chance since I've been in to catch up on Sky Sports News what's been going on today, but I know they were saying something about a consortium being lined up, and there's been a big go in, and I think
they reckon they've got 150 potential buyers.
Yeah, I think someone said today, like my mate in work who's a massive Chelsea fan, he turned around and said today, I think they've had about 35, 40 bids already. So look, they're an attractive football club, aren't they? So of course they're going to get it.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's at the moment, mate. It's not as simple as it's for sale. You can buy it. There's a lot to sort out there. A lot. So there is still talk about can he write the debts off and all of that sort of thing, and that's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money, and there's sort of questions of whether he can just write debt off like that, and how they're going to deal with that situation. It's going to be incorporated in sales, but he still can't. Everything's frozen. There's a lot to sort out there. It's not as cut and dry as I'm selling it. There you go. You can buy it. You know what I mean? Like they've got to sort out where the cash goes and all that sort of thing. Can he write off debt? If there's debt, then it's still owed to him, and at the moment he's been sanctioned, so he can't do nothing, including writing off debt and all of that sort of thing. Right? It's a lot because basically if he writes off debt, that's a profit to the club, and that's what's been sanctioned. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot to sort out. Like it's a bit of a mess. And I'm loving watching it, to be quite honest with you. But
I'm sure it's going to be very interesting reading and watching over the next couple of weeks of what goes on with at Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the point that, when you're sanctioned by the government can take control of it.
Boris Johnson in charge of Chelsea.
Yeah, but they could. It's an asset. And they could take control of it. It's an asset of his. He's been sanctioned. It's an asset of his that belongs to him. They can seize it, and at the moment it's looking more and more likely. My thoughts on Chelsea are quite well documented. I'm not a big fan of the way he came over. They was all standing out. I didn't like the way they was chanting his name the other day with everything that Russian money has bought them. Especially what's going on at the minute. I think it's a bit classless to be sort of going against the grain sort of thing. But, they're one of the reasons why the Premier League and stuff is in the state it's in. He's turned this league into like a billionaire's fucking yacht club, to be quite honest with you. And him and the Premier League, they're a match made in heaven, really. Corrupt money goes with corrupt money. So, yeah, I don't like what they've done to it. Football doesn't belong to billionaires and trillionaires, things like that, and it shouldn't be down to them to exploit us. I mean, for all of the stuff that these Chelsea fans go on about him being this and being that, and look what he's done for us, and look, he bought the trophies with dirty money. For one, and then he's priced a lot of people out of the club, like proper people that have been going for many years, mate. When there was, 2, 3, 4, up to 11,000 in the second division going to Chelsea, and these people were still going, and he's, their season tickets that used to cost them, 400-500 quid now cost them £3,000-4,000.
I know what you're saying, but I see the video you retweeted earlier saying you're excited for Newcastle and what they can do.
I'm excited for their fans.
And then but then the Saudi Arabia, what goes on there, and that's the same. Yeah, so it's a bit to sit there and say about what Abramovich done for Chelsea, doing that, and it's what City have done and things like that. It's look, as I said, I don't agree with it. I wish it all never happened. I wish there was things where it couldn't happen, where these people take over. But it is what it is with football now. It goes on all over the world. Now we've seen Real Madrid get bailed out left, right, and centre with the money in Barcelona, and they had a band where they couldn't sign anyone. All of a sudden they're going to sign someone 50-60 million. But anyway, forget all that. Anyway,
all the Premier League clubs now, they're just seen as playthings for the rich. That's what it boils down to, mate.
Yeah, well, that's where it is, mate. That's what football's becoming. But anyway, look, let's forget all about that. Philip's come up with a good question. Apart from Roberto, who do you think is our worst goalkeeper that you've seen in your lifetime?
I've seen. I don't remember McKnight.
I know
his name gets popped up.
And the McKnight, man.
I can't really think. Roy Carroll wasn't great. for
No,
us.
I didn't mind Carroll. Who was the other geezer?
I'm trying to think.
JMO weren't great at times.
I'll be honest, as much as he's a West Ham legend, when I watch season reviews of Nuno McCloskey, he half let a lot of shit goals in. I'm not saying he was shit, but he half let every time one went past him.
Joe Hart, that's a great shout.
Yeah, Joe Hart was a bit of a mixture because sometimes he'd have a really good game. I remember Chelsea away, he was unbelievable that day. And I just think if he'd have had a better defence in front of him, he might have done a bit better. But yeah, Joe Hart's probably up there.
He was shite. Joe Hart was shite. He was fucking dog shit. Almunia, did we have him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we?
We had Pavel Cernacek. Yeah, I think he only ever played one game for us though. Yeah, Sakaric.
Ian
Sakaric
Fury
was a good shout.
Ian Fury, is he a goalie?
Yeah. I remember seeing Peter.
I'll tell you the worst, and he went on to be quite a good goalkeeper. Stephen Bywater.
Yeah.
Stephen Bywater. He was fucking shit, to be honest with you. I remember the fucking debut he had. Jesus Christ Almighty.
I remember seeing
that the Bradford one. That Bradford game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
5-4. I remember seeing Peter Shilton play for West Ham in goal in a reserve game once.
People saying Lamar. I quite like Lamar.
Who else did we have in the late 80s? Perry Suckling. Always used to kick it out of play.
What's he do? Oh, Perry. Yeah, he always kicks it out of play. That's his thing.
AE West, oil hair gel. I ain't wore hair gel for about fucking 30 years, mate. There's no besmirching McCloskey here. I said McCloskey's a legend, but go back and watch some of his games, the goals he let in. Half let in a lot of shit. Mr. Side parting.
Hart was.
I did have a blinder against Man U in '95 and cost them the title.
Oh yeah, well, that goes without saying, doesn't it?
Hart was not as bad as Roberto. Who the fuck said he was? I just said he was.
Now look, Ludo was a great goalkeeper, but I just remember sometimes, like, if the ball went past him, sometimes he didn't even dive. But he's a legend of the football club. Don't get me wrong.
People saying Bernard Lamar. I thought Bernard Lamar was good.
I remember Lamar had a great game for us at Highbury in the FA Cup. A great game for us.
I thought it was.
I remember he used to wear them tracksuit bottoms, didn't he? As well.
Yeah. Any more questions? Otherwise, we'll wrap it up.
Oi, air gel. Fucking thinks it's the 90s, that geezer.
It's wax now, or
it's not nothing grey. It's fucking natural. Look, there's nothing in it.
I'm saying people don't really wear gel now. It's more wax. No, I'm not saying you.
It's because when you get over a certain age, everyone's meant to be bald or their hair's meant to be going. Like, I've only got a little. Like me hairline's a little 3 yards offside than it used to be. But Jesus Christ, like, maybe I should just shave my hair off, be like everyone else.
Why don't you do a French crop again, like the old days?
Yeah, mate. Well, hair gel. Yeah, maybe I should get the Brill Cream gel out and gel it forward, and go back.
Who wins the Masters football this year? Chris, I'm glad you mentioned the Masters because we're doing a night with Julian Dixon and Colton Cole. The guys from the Masters have done that, and they've given us some prizes to give away. So maybe we'll do that. I think it's on the 28th of March, I believe, at the O2 Arena. That's going to be a great night. We're all going to be there, and we've got like a box. We've got like a box.
We laughing for.
No, it's all right. I'll speak to you after. We've got like a box. So what we're going to do is we're going to give away a couple. If you buy a couple of tickets, we're going to pick a couple of random people. We're going to put a link in the description down below. You can go to our Twitter. There's something on our Twitter and our Instagram. And if you go and buy a couple of tickets, we're going to pick two out at random, and you can come and join us in the box and have a couple of beers with us. And, you know, we'll buy all the beer and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's going to be a great night. So, yeah, go and get all that. But who will win the Masters? I I've got fucking no idea, to be quite honest with you.
It's great to have it back, though.
Just depends what legends sort of play, don't you? Like you can't really, you wouldn't know who's going to win it until you see the actual teams and what teams are like, who's playing for each team, because we there's so many retired players now that are still good at football. It'd be interesting to see the Masters back, but it's great. It's great to see it back. I used to love it when I was younger.
I think the Masters is one of the greatest things that they've ever done. But I'll tell you, right, it used to drive me insane when you used to see someone that had played so many games for us and they used to go and play for another club. You know, like I know Colton Cole's playing for Celtic this year in the Masters. Yeah. He's our player, should be playing for us. Loma's playing for Man City. You know what I mean? And like things like that. And I think, oh, fucking hell, like it used to drive me insane. I don't know why.
I remember going to see it when I was younger over the London Arena, and it was fucking mental. I remember it kicking off with West Ham fans and Spurs fans. It was like, mate,
really?
it's like it's like five-a-side with like legends, and it was funny. I'm sure it was a year when I'm sure Charlton won it that year. And I think we actually got to the final and we lost to Charlton. But it was a good day out. It was a long day out, but yeah, the London Arena was it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. So it'd be interesting to see it.
Cool, that's a venue I ain't heard in a long time. They knocked it down though. How long ago?
Yeah, that's been gone years. That the old Docklands Arena, London Arena. Yeah, that's been gone years. I seen my first ever concert there. Eminem 2001.
Newcastle are going down. What?
Wolves 2 up now.
Yeah.
I think
makes it even fucking worse losing to that Shire shit, because it don't seem like anyone's fucking lost to them since. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Mate, I've never seen a team free fall like that. Them and Everton. I mean, Everton got a win last night. See, Geezer fucking tied himself to the goal post.
Yeah,
I see it come up like they scored in like the 9th minute of injury time. I was like, how the fuck was there that long? And then it.
Yeah, I thought
they was playing for 17 minutes.
Yeah, I thought at first it was like an Everton fan that just protesting against what's going on. I didn't realise it was some nutter like protesting over oil.
You know what they say though? They only cut him out. They only cut him out because it was on the outside of the goal. If it had been on the inside of the goal, it would have been safe.
Someone put a picture up when they was dragging him out, and they said fans upset because they're dragging him back to his seat to watch Everton.
Yeah, that's funny.
He went all floppy, didn't he? You know, like when you won't let anyone pick you up and you go floppy. You know when you go to pick a kid up when they're on the floor and they just like go floppy, you can't pick them up. That's what he was like. Oh, mate.
Lawrence Salmon says, "What's Brains from Thunderbirds doing here?"
Joe 90.
You love it, Gray.
I do.
Where's Scott?
He's obviously he's had a second helping, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's gone for a 5 course. Where
was he? Where'd he go?
I don't know. I think he went out
for
dinner.
His brother's birthday.
Yeah, his brother-in-law's birthday today, so they went out for dinner.
So he's having a nice bit of pudding.
He's having parfait.
We'll make this on the last question because I'm literally going to fall asleep if I don't. I'm really late night. Do you boys think we'll be able to attract players to take us forward if we have no European football next season? Worries me, but wanted your opinion.
No, I don't think we're. No, I don't think so, because people like would look at what we've done this season and think, yeah, they can do that again next season and push on like for top 4, top 6. So I think we'll always be an attractive football club, but I just think now we're competing with a lot more teams, money wise, and it's going to be difficult to get these players. I mean, Jesse Lingard posted a picture up the other day. I don't know if you see it, of his daughter outside the London Stadium.
Yeah, but he also posted a picture in Milan with Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that I think that could be a deal that we need to get in like early doors. I think that something would have been done behind the scenes. Obviously, Rashford's going to become available. He won't be I'd like to see someone like Rashford at West Ham. I think it'd be a great addition to the team. It's going to be interesting.
I think Rashford's got Newcastle written all over him, to be honest.
Yeah, but it just depends what these players want. They might, like, he's lived up north all his life. He might want to come down south and try something new. And if Jesse Lingard's going to come down and sign for us, you know, he's his best mate. Get in his ear.
And do you know what? I think it might be because he doesn't look very happy. He hasn't looked very happy the last couple of years, has he, Rashford? You know, he might when Lingard came to us and it was a springboard for him and a new lease of life. Could work out the same for Rashford.
It's a very when you're not doing well there, and when the club ain't doing well, it's a very toxic club to be at, Manchester United, because it just seems like they'll never. They're a funny bunch. They'll never pick on the big names. They'll never slate Ronaldo. They'll never. Everything Ronaldo does, whether it's negative, positive, and all that sort of thing. I've seen him like undermine the manager. Now, I don't care how good you are. No player should be doing that. You know what I mean? But they'll always stick by the Ronaldos and the big names and all that. But the people that take the brunt of it are the Lingards and the Rashfords. You know, the people that, you know, that they're easy targets for them because they're local boys. They come through the you know. And I see him last night. He's walking out and people slagging him off. He's trying to get away, and you know, people ain't being very nice to him. But you know, they're very easy targets, to be honest with you. And he looked very unhappy there. It's a tough team when it's not going right there. It's a very tough team to be part of because the fans are relentless. They're arseholes, to be quite honest with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an interesting transfer window, but let's worry about that sort of talk at the end of the season once it's done. But yeah, people were saying there, I'm getting fed up of hearing about Lingard and that. We was just asked a question about players and things like that. So we're only talking about players we've been linked with. So sorry if we've upset you. If you don't want to, maybe we'll call him Messi Runard next time. So just we'll pretend that we're not talking about him.
I'll definitely, even if we didn't get European football next season, last 2 seasons we've proved we can challenge at the right end of the table and we can go deep into a European competition. So. I don't think we'll have any trouble attracting players to come and want to be a part of that and sort of push us on a bit further.
That's unfair, Mickey. I don't know who the fuck Mickey is. I know Man United fans and they don't cash Rashford, and I know Man United fans they do. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it? The pictures and all that don't lie. They was fucking on his case last night. The same as they've been on. I remember.
Yeah, but that geezer was right giving it to Rashford. As soon as Rashford walked over, the geezer sort of fucking shut up and did not.
Yeah, they normally do, mate. But you know, I remember a couple of months ago, and you know, Lingard hasn't played all season, and he's warming up, and people shouting and hollering at him, telling him about it, and he was saying to them basically, well, "What the fuck can I do? I'm not playing." You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it's not a great place to be. To be honest with you, someone said we'll end up signing Martial instead. Fuck it, I hope not. I see him last night, mate. He was fucking awful.
Yeah, they played him out on the wing, didn't they?
Yeah, he's been playing out on the wing a lot. He is sort of a winger. I'd like to give him a go up front. I think he's got the quality to be a.
I think earlier as well that we're one of the favourites to sign Lacazette when he's out of contract. He's only 30 years old. I wouldn't mind him. I really wouldn't. You know, I think he's done well for Arsenal, especially this season. He's sort of stepped up a bit.
I would take him. I thought when he played us, he was really good at the Emirates. I would take him if it was as well as, you know, not just him as the, you know, as the main man. If it was him and someone else, yes, but not just him.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I'm not saying it'd be our main striker, but yeah, if we brought 2 strikers in and he was one of them, I'd definitely be up for that.
LTL, I'm looking into a private jet job, just out of interest. What? Is that to go to Lyon?
Someone said earlier about getting a private jet to Lyon.
I think they're having a conversation like between them.
Listen, if someone wants to charter a private jet, I'm happy to jump onto it. Just saying. Is that all?
Yeah. Leave it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm so sorry we've had to cut it a little bit short tonight, but I am absolutely shattered, as you can probably see by my eyes. It's been a very late night. We've all been emotional. We've had a good chat tonight. Look, we're building up towards Spurs. We'll be back on Sunday with some Spurs content, whatever we can get there, which ain't going to be much, but we will be going. But thank you very much for joining us. Anything else left to say, boys?
No, that's it, mate. Yeah, come on your irons.
Sleep well. Have a beautiful weekend. Hopefully we can beat Spurs, and we'll be back with Friday Night Pint next week. But that's it. One thing left to say.
Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.